It's time to get all of your suntan gear out as we head over to Miramar as our next 2 games. And ultimately, when it comes to Miramar, we understand how you can't even compare the two. I've not seen one team where I go, they're so solid on Erangel, and then they're just as good on Miramar. There's always a slight discrepancy in terms of how it actually goes out. But it's time and time again we come into these games and we say, Miramar for me is still the Wild West. And I don't just mean in terms of how it looks. I mean in just so many teams have these like times where they can really solidify themselves as a solid team on it. But I think the most consistent team I've seen, who was it? Besiktas. They were probably the most consistent on Miramar, but that was in phase 1. Then phase 2, they came back and they just really didn't bring the same level. And I
was thinking Tornado Energy as well in the past, but that's just from my experience.
You have stats? Do you have something like...
I don't have core stats,
okay.
just from knowledge.
I'm doing this all off memory of just what I remember going down, so I can't directly say, yes, I remember Tornado having phenomenal games consistently on it. But that's my problem. I can sit on Erangel and say, yes, I know these 2-3 teams are very good at it. And then I sit and look at what we have on Miramar, and I still see it such quite an open space in it. And it's wild because how new Sanhok is, and MOOPHEUS already solidified themselves just in one group. They got to prove us that, though, again today, right? Like, this had a good game.
They do.
They had a good game on Erangel. I liked what we saw. But we called them the Sanhok Kings, and now they have to deliver it today.
Otherwise, we'll end up looking like the Sanhok Jesters.
Yeah, we're just laughing around, just making it up as we go along, you know. But this is a fair play, and this is what you like to see for a Miramar game. No one's going to be complaining about this one. We're going to go all the way from Puerto Paraíso all the way up to Alcantara. And we'll have to see who wants to go where. Now, last time around, there was no one really contesting each other early on. We got to see quite a drawn-out game as such. It was one where actually many of the teams didn't even battle too much on the crazy rotations. It wasn't until we just waited for the circles to get smaller. So I want to see if anyone changes things up, but it's still so many early days. As we said, this is only match 6 of 48. Plenty to come your way.
Now, what is interesting is Jokers have always been a team that's landed in Los Leones outside of it not being in the flight path. This game, they haven't gone for it. They've gone up north, leaving InsideGames all by themselves in Los Leones. I'm wondering if it's a strategical shift based on wanting to try something new, evolve their gameplay, just maybe play a little bit safer early game, at least in Miramar. Or it could just be this one game exception.
Yeah, sometimes we see that, and there's actually some of the really smart teams will have 2 drop spots or 3 drop spots on some maps, and not that they're happy to just go contest the drop spot a team's already at, but based on the flight path. We used to see Avangar would regularly just jump out straight away on the first. So if it was Primorsk or it was Stauber, they jump out even though that wasn't their looting area. Because they just opted for, all right, let's go down fast, let's take these spots, let's get the loot we want, and then work on our rotations. And it did work out on some occasions for them, but you also go into the unknown, and that's what kind of can upset some of these teams. Now, I don't like seeing this. I know where Unity's going, right? You're going for a little bit of a wondrous walk here, but this is never the most ideal start to your games where you're split up, you don't have a space that you want to work with here, and now you're trying to figure out exactly where you're going to go.
Especially when they're kind of... Now, it's within reason not their fault, but especially when they're somewhat really kind of pretty central to the circle.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of teams around them. You have Quick Math MOOPHEUS, Airstation Mike, even PG18 and half of YMCA, all kind of... Even though phase 1 is a big circle, relatively close to them. And as these teams look to shift into center circle, we've seen it go against Unity every now and again where they'll lose a player early on. And they'll definitely want to be careful of that in this Miramar game.
Now, Tempest, I want to see that hunger, that fight, that aggression we love towards the end of Group B. I want to see that come back into just their understanding of how they want to play this, because I don't think it's fair to say they look scared, because it's too early for me to say that. But I'd say they definitely aren't winning the normal fights they would take. No. And it might just be that some of these other teams are just better on the individual level. But I need to see players like Klib and Wookie get back up to what they... Especially Klib, man, with all those crazy bolt axe and headshots he was landing, the clutch plays he was doing, just the full squad wipes on his own he achieved on Sanhok.
Yep.
There's many moments here where we know what Tempest can do. I just want them to find their groove again.
Tell you who has been finding their groove. 3D Max, another double-digit finish in the first game of the day. 11 points. They held out until the end, finishing in second place placement-wise. And they're finding themselves second overall on leaderboard as these does get spotted out down to 21 health. Back off into that building. Hold your spot. Just allow Airstation Mike to get back out of there.
I love this from both teams. As long as Airstation Mike don't end up just running off to their doom here to Mans. This is exactly what you did want to happen. Airstation Mike have done the right thing, right? Fight up against PG-18, realised that this probably isn't the battle I want to take. Offstring's also going to jump into this as well. He's trying to be fast enough. He hopped off his vehicle. He's got to play the long-range game. Hitting a few shots on it, but can't get the players. They'll be able to escape. But the point I was trying to mention, that PG-18, both PG-18 and Airstation Mike had a little fight, took a few shots and went, do you know what? No one's winning this in a great way, right? And they just both backed away.
Yeah.
That is smart from both sides. You love to see it. How many times do we sit in public games ourselves? We run forward and then I'm so bad at this because I sit there and I go, I'm better than this guy. And I will push when I don't need, I'm like, why did I do that? And I even sit back afterwards and think, but why? What am I doing?
What's the benefit?
Yeah. And there are just moments where you don't need to engage.
Yeah.
And that's such a key thing to learn, especially in PUBG, because you may think, yes, I got that one kill, but then you walk into a whole world of hurt and you realize that's now your end of your game for that one kill and was not worth it.
Well, yeah, because when you look at the heart of a player, outside of getting a win, what drives him, right? You know, taking the enemy down one by one. So that's at the heart of that's the blood flow of getting that knock and getting that kill. So it's so easy to kind of get a little bit tunnel visioned in these early engagements going into these games.
And that's why you've always got to keep checking around you. Some of the best players you see, they may not be landing the most tasty shots all the time. You might be seeing frag highlight clips of all of the kills they get, but what they'll be doing is playing for the information. They will be vigilant at all times about what's going on around them, and that to me is a well-rounded PUBG player.
Now we see Team Moops lying 7th so far with 32 points. They've looked stronger, a little bit more well-rounded themselves. As Hjort is spotted out by fake of Airstation Mike. That's going to be a knockdown as Orange and Unity going up. YMCA. Turbo Manani spotted out by Orange. It's going to be kill confirmed. Sabula is there. Tries to find Quizzy, but nope. Does not see the fact that Orange was there around the corner.
Sampula done very well to even stay alive, let alone get the knock. Didn't get the finish off, which is very lucky. But that nade! Oh, mate, what? You know what? You killed your teammate. You could have kept 4 alive. Where in that? Yeah, that's communication.
Exactly.
You all knew where he was. You heavily outnumbered him. The last thing you need to be doing is throwing a grenade in like that. Guys, I'm throwing a grenade. Maybe get out of there. It was too late, mate. We're all going to die. Thanks.
And it's funny because I had something it didn't happen to me, but I was in a game with a couple of friends yesterday, and one of them threw a grenade. Now, he didn't have to, but he did say to one of my teammates, I'm throwing another grenade in there. He didn't hear it or didn't listen, went in there, went in on his own, got the shots off, but got taken out by the grenade. And that was just a lack of listening and overall lack of communication from our team. I was dead at that point, so I didn't really have any huge impact. But yeah, so it can happen, but you still got to make sure that it doesn't go against you.
And that is why communication and teamwork is the key to success. So Tornado, we speak about them oh so much over these opening 2 days, just because we haven't quite seen them do what we know they can do, right? We know they've been able to do it multiple times. Still time for them to learn. Still time for them to fully get a grasp of how they want to handle all of these situations. Milky Way on your screens for now, though. And they're actually... So they've got Airstation Mike, Moops, Elgig, PG-18 and QuickMath all very close to them. And iZoom is trying to rotate into this.
Yeah.
So iZoom's the player that wasn't seen on the screen. So he is now in a vehicle trying to get closer to his teammates. I don't know, maybe you just wait in the back lines and fire at him if another team pushes, because I feel very scared for him making this journey on his own.
It's going to be very tough indeed. And then when we look at the rest of the teams, Northern Lights, they're on kind of the west side of the circle. They've Tempest, they have Unity there and YMCA, as well as InsideGames. That's it. Mailman of Tornado Energy. They takes down OK Bro of Northern Lights.
Northern Lights every time, losing players early, not getting off to the starts they wanted. And this is a circle you don't want to see if you're any team because, first of all, you don't rotate through Los Leones. It's just not an ideal fight to take, right? It's just not worth doing because if there's a team in there, you're going to get lit up anyway. You take the longer rotation.
Yep.
But with this, Los Leones is now center. 3D Max are going for it. This could be our city ending. This could be what we've looked for, Cormac. This could be what we wanted. Only time will tell, but look at all these teams straight sending it for it. And 3D Max know damn well that we want a position which is close enough to the center, but also far enough on the edge that we can get the hell out of there if needed.
Exactly.
Because if you sit yourself directly in the center of Los Leones, just the city, I don't mean the circle center, then you can find yourself having such a bad time over and over again. And Fate playing a little bit of Fast and Furious there, still manages to get back onto all four wheels.
Now they're traveling in from the west side. They're outside the circle at the moment, just going past Picado. They should go nowhere near Los Leones. So unless you're kind of within Los Leones, kind of by a minute of the zone showing up, in my opinion, it's not worth it. And we've seen 3D Max InsideGames and PG18 kind of go in to Los Leones. Every other team have decided that it's not worth it. They're either too far away or it's too late.
Sure, you saw him take a few shots at the ELGIG players there, but then he got headshotted down all the way to 17 health, luckily getting on his bike, and he's just trying to escape. Now, he needs to, stop there, get yourself healed back up, and hopefully have a better chance. As Clib, he's going to also see some of these ELGIG players. So on their rotations, they are being spotted out, damage being done, but no knocks or kills coming onto the ELGIG players just yet.
It's because of these rotations, because of this hard shift down south that these teams are coming together. Tempest are on the north side of the circle. ELGIGANTEN just down south from them. You also have Tornado Energy there. You have Northern Lights who lost OK Bro earlier on. And YMCA coming out of Picado on the edge of the circle. Tornado Energy, they're rotating down right towards 3D Max. I don't know if that's really a worthwhile rotation. I think it's quite risky from Tornado Energy. We see it now on our screens, getting closer to 3D Max. Will it pay off? They found a couple of buildings. Who knows?
Now, this is where you hear the madness. All towards Los Leones is going to be constant firefights, everyone trying to find themselves a spot to hide in, and who got there first to do the additional damage. 3D Max are going to play this so smart because they've still stayed right on the edge. They're just hanging in and watching all these teams come by. What I do love, though, is last crew and both moops went all the way down south, past Puda Paraíso, and they've come up now throughout the blue, taking some additional damage, but they wanted to avoid Los Leones. They're not taking the risk here. Guess why? Because they're playing for the late game.
It's just not worth it at this stage. Like, you're seeing PG18, Airstation Mike and ELGIGANTEN have kind of tried to in some way get towards Los Leones and hasn't really worked out for them so far. Okay, it's worrisome, right? Because Recurrent has the high ground. Grenades pop out by the Wanderer. It does connect onto ToWzErA, leaving Airstation Mike down to two players. Fake was getting shots connected, but Hugstar was there to pop the shots off. But with the rotation, with the flank by the rest of PG18, Wanderer in particular, able to find and try and get that squad wipe on the Fake.
Oh, nice spray down there, the Wanderer. Airstation Mike out in 16th place. They're also going to be able to bring Recurrent back up, which meant PG18 keeps all four players alive and takes down Airstation Mike. Solid stuff from these guys.
Like, I know you could say that Airstation Mike, where they were in the circle with all the teams around them, that in some way they were kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, but I definitely think they could have chose a different path to get in the circle. We did see Marcelek and MOORPHEUS getting taken out by two members of 3D Max as Tempest York gets knocked down by Tornado Energy. Alia GG working out and Faultlessly helping him to get the job done.
Nades, all being used so well. Tornado and Tempest, they're trading it out, but this is not benefiting either of them. Currently, Tempest have no kills, just the knocks coming in. Wookie low on health, more nades coming out close to him. Will he stay alive? Just about stands up, still trying to hold on. They start to push him from both sides. He goes in for the spray down. He may get another knock in there, but he's not going to get the final one done. And that'll be all she wrote as Tempest go out in 15th place and 0 kills off of that.
Now, we did see phase 3 is shifted up north. Plenty of Los Leones is still inside the circle, but I definitely think a lot of these teams are going to be breathing a sigh of relief, right? James, that they're going to go, okay, it's not a Los Leones finish. I can still occupy the compounds outside of it, hold the high ground. Phew, I don't have to move a beat, particularly the likes of PG18, InsideGames, Northern Lights, and Quick Math.
Recrent has just seen so much here.
Yep.
And he didn't need to act on it. He just can pass this information on to his teammates, wait for Jokers to continue to push forward, and he can be the man that comes in and tries to sideswipe some of them.
Recurrent only has 1 grenade. ELGIGANTEN has none, not even a smoke as well. Not that you directly need a smoke, but a grenade will work out pretty well as Wanderer finds a move with that mini 14 to kick things off in this squad fight. He backs off, goes out and try and protect himself. So that's going to be a good start for Jokers. I don't think Jokers will look to contest this too much. If I were the Boom and the Tab, I'd kind of get out of there and hope the set can kind of also join back in the next minute or two, maybe be a little bit of a sacrificial lamb and look to make their way down south, maybe even go into Los Leones.
Really well played here by the PG18 team. Recrent had all the information. Wanderer's further away. Ubica is able to spray up close and personal if needed. They handled that all very well. And now they know also where the rest of the Jokers players are and probably where they'll rotate. As we go for a hard shift. First of all, we go back up north. Now we've gone over towards the west. For a team like Last Crew, by the way, who made one of the crazy rotations alongside MOOPHEUS, both of them are loving life because they're very close. This isn't too bad at all.
And Milky Way as well.
They're going to be all trying to fight back in from the south now. And I wonder how many teams would expect that. Because they've avoided a lot of the fights. They've avoided having players taken down. They've got a rotation throughout the blue. And now you can come back in, still be within the circle. But both Milky Way and Last Crew may end up fighting each other here.
True. We're seeing shots being fired at Rip by Offstring. But now Muck is down the floor of that building. Actually, on the top floor of that building. Looking down, looking across, trying to peek his way through. We did see Tornado Energy spot one member of Team MOOPHEUS. So they're aware that there could be a team down south of them. So Tornado Energy have the communication, they have the information. They hold on to the southwest edge of the circle in those buildings. You've got to also think about the 2 members of ELGIGANTEN, KnorkiS and ghostar.
And for ELGIGANTEN, plenty of kills in the previous game.
Yep.
But it was only a 13th place finish. What can they do this time around? Unity. They had the interesting fight where they naded themselves. Now they're going up against the Quick Math, but they're doing a nice bit of damage here. Encelenso on the floor. Snoopy trying to find his next teammate nearby. That nade coming out is less than ideal. Digger's able to get it onto a Nuctive. And now Snoopy, he's got this time that he has to react.
Yeah, the Boom and Jokers, they did rotate away from PG18, and now they're causing a bit of trouble against these 2 teams outside the circle, I might add. So with the blue zone closing in, they've only got a minute and a half, and it is phase 4, so it's going to do quite a decent bit of tick damage, James.
Encelenso has managed to crawl so far away.
Yeah.
That's impressive that he's got that far without Snoopy ever getting involved with it. More time you would be found and killed. Eventually Encelenso does go down. He could have hidden behind the well maybe, but his teammates should have tried to do a little bit more to help him out in that one. Now, ghostar and KnorkiS, they're on a 1-1 split. The only 2 ELGIG players left in it.
I don't disagree with that, to be honest.
Snoopy, you can see him on the small screen just holding, waiting, hoping. There's only so much you can get done. Especially now he's on his own. InsideGames playing this really smart with the nades. They know players are close to him, but they're not exactly sure where.
But look at Wanderer from the background from a distance. He's got to be where he's going to move a little bit more forward. He's trying to find the shots off. His Senik is going to connect a couple of those shots on the recurrent, but the grenade is going to be flown out because those shots popped off. Therefore, information was received as ELGIGANTEN is going to try to just peek around the building. Finds Pixelix.
Straight away with the first aid kit, but there was another player that ran in front of him. Is he going to have the time to pull it off? No, he doesn't. Ubica goes down. Zampeek straight in with a finish off. The Wanderer's now taking circle damage as well. And InsideGames, they're doing everything they can to try and hold on, and they're going to get the revive off. seniks, though, he gets shot from the side, and guess who picks it up? It's the Milky Way team. They're coming into it, and they're going to make this very hard for both of these teams to try and escape.
Oh my god. And then you also have Jokers as well that could play an elemental part of this fight between PG18 and InsideGames. The circle shifted more central, so it's away from Los Leones. It's back open in the fields and in the kind of hills of Miramar. So it's going to allow 3D Max to have the compound. Northern Lights are also in the compound in the north side, where Quick Math and even Unity are. YMCA traveling down on that vehicle, going inside the circle, as we still have this fight that is outside of the circle now between InsideGames and Jokers and PG18.
Odstrelovac is saying, someone, please make some noise. Allow me to have an idea of where this is going down, so I can even try and get a knock and a kill, or I can try and get out of here. Recrent might be walking into his dev. He's been spotted. The pre-fire comes in. Odstrelovac, he knows exactly what's up. We'll get that one, but he's only got 27 points of health.
Odstrelovac, we saw him do this in the PL Phase 2 Contenders promo phase. In the final game, he got the chicken dinner all on his own. In the last 7 minutes or so of the game, went up against 2 other teams and just ripped through them. So this is where he's at his strongest, but this is now where he's got to do it against Jokers and PG18. Team Oops get eliminated in 14th place. And as we're 20 minutes into the game, we still have 34 players and 13 teams in this game. As BetterLuckNxTime firing towards Tornado Energy, but Mailman connects onto Arctics, pushes them back. Very nice play by Tornado Energy for now.
And this is where you get the third-party central. Now, you mentioned it, Cormac. You said Tornado looked pretty good when it comes to Miramar. Can they show us now? They've got 6 kills already, but there's still plenty of teams alive. But we're getting deeper and deeper into this game, and they're running out of positions to fight from the whole way through. As PG18, they've been battling from start to finish, but they will be out in 13th.
Man, and you know who was part of that squad wipe? Jokers. So initially that they went up against PG18, they backed off, they went up against Quick Math, they backed away, they joined in on the fun, and they've just been in action for the last couple of minutes. The Jokers do get eliminated finally in 11th place. Snoopy gets taken out by Spiro of Northern Lights. Protectix does get that squad wipe indeed, as Unity get eliminated in 10th place. There's still BetterLuckNxTime, YMCA, and Tornado Energy in that triangle inside the circle. But with phase 6, where is it going to go? Is it going to go down south? Is it going to go up north? Actually kind of stays generally quite central, with Tornado Energy and YMCA still inside the circle.
Still more focused over towards this western side, and this helps YMCA and Tornado massively. But look, next time I have a great position, but now they're outside of the circle, multiple teams looking at them. They're kind of just sat on top of the mountain saying, okay, we need to get as many kills as possible here, because when we move down, everyone is going to be looking at us.
Yeah, like the good thing for Tornado Energy is that they're in the circle. The bad thing is that they're down low. There's no real super big heavy cover, especially for ELGIGANTEN. And with 2 teams looking in their direction, even though BetterLuckNxTime are not inside the circle, it's still going to be tough for them to hold on. And let's not forget that 3D Max are on the east side of where Tornado Energy are in that compound that's outside Los Leones.
Vehicle's still up here for Milky Way. Odstrelovac going to start off strong, spraying him out. Finds himself getting the first knock and in for the second. Odstrelovac, he's not done yet. He avoids the bite. He sprays some more and he nearly gets the team. He does everything he can, but it's just not enough. And iZoom now, he has to save all of his teammates, but the nades are coming out. Furax, he's not finished yet. He wants these kills. He wants to pick up these additional points. And Milky Way, they paid the price with all of their lives and they're out in 8th place.
Wow, 3D Max, they got gifted from Odstrelovac, who did all the work, and Team 3D Max picked up the pieces and said, hey, thanks for the help, buddy, but we'll take it from here. But now they turn their attention on the last crew. We're down to 17. All the while, BetterLuckNxTime, they've knocked 2 members of Tornado Energy down as Quick Math get eliminated in 7th place to the hands of Deep from Northern Lights.
What a sick couple of engagements. Odstrelovac, he had no business being there and fighting off, and he still nearly got 3 kills. Gets the knocks in, and that now massively helps 3D Max, who still have 4 players in it. Last crew, also coming from the south, need to try and get themselves in the circle, and they're looking to try and challenge Tornado, who have got 2 knocked players at the moment, and they've been dealing with BetterLuckNxTime for so long. Last crew could be coming in here and just cleaning up, and that's exactly what they do. 2 swift kills, and they're hungry for more.
Yeah, this was always going to be a tough position for Tornado Energy, but 3D Max says, hey, you look in one direction, we're going to find you and we're going to take you down. As AK's skills does get confirmed by Melmo and Tornado Energy. As last crew get eliminated in 6th place, just like that.
Double 6th places, and I think double 3 kills. Maybe they got 4 there at the end, but last crew, they're staying within it, right? Still top 8, still looking okay, still getting a few kills with it.
True.
But they just can't get over that hurdle to move further forward just yet.
Man.
Now the circle shifts over up in the north towards the eastern side. Northern Lights are actually pretty much the only team in it. All of their players are within it, while 3D Max are just on the outside on a 2-2 for the moment. The Tornado boys still pinned down. They can't move. They're waiting to deal with BetterLuckNxTime. But BetterLuckNxTime have got a long way to go to get into this circle.
They do, and 3D Max, they still have a full squad up. That's one thing that is going to go a little bit their way. So they have the numbers advantage. Northern Lights are 3 members up. Deep is actually flanking down the east side, outside the circle, going to try and catch out Noki if he can, as fEJK is just popping shots in the direction of BetterLuckNxTime, who's using the rock and the vehicle and the smokes to try and get closer into the circle, but it's definitely going to be tough for KnorkiS and Arctics.
KnorkiS has the balls of steel, man. Look how slow he's going. He jumps out. He knows this is not going to work out. He moved further forward, but he'll find himself getting taken down. fEJK takes a lot of damage, though. Headshotted by one of the Northern Lights players. Phantom's not done yet. Solar's getting involved as well, and they are wanting to finish off these players. But Tornado, they're in the middle of everything here. Every single time they try to get going, they want to get some kills. It doesn't work out for them. A 5th place, very respectable. But Tornado, they really couldn't catch a break in that one.
No, they really couldn't. They were really in a pinch of a position down below as 10 kills for Team 3D Max in this game too. BetterLuckNxTime wiped out. We're down to 3 teams, YMCA, Northern Lights, and 3D Max. And as YMCA and Northern Lights get closer to each other, James, this could be where 3D Max says, once again, you do the damage, guys, we'll pick up the pieces.
Yeah, 3D Max are very good at not overextending. They know when it's time to shine, and they know when it's time to move away. Sakura, though, he's not going to move away in time. The nade gets directly placed on top of him. His teammates trying to fire back, did a lot of damage, but Deep is able to push him away. He can't go over this ridgeline just yet. He can't climb the mountain. He is just trying to hang in there as much as possible. And all he's hoping for is, please, 3D Max, help me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Take down some of these Northern Lights players, because I am stuck.
And there you go. You ask, they answer. Phantom takes down Perfectix. Northern Lights will now turn their attention onto 3D Max. But it's going to be tough because when you look at 3D Max, they have the high ground, they have the dips, but Sparrow and Deep, they do kind of hold different angles, which could give them a bit of a helping hand when it comes to it. But now Deep takes a little bit of damage. Going to try and use that loot crate and that low ground to the effect, but doesn't work out for too long.
I'd love to know if Deep actually tried to loot that crate as well. I was thinking, like, fair play. Let's go for it if you can. Let's try and make it work. He'll find himself getting knocked and finished off, though, and 3D Max just adding more and more kills. Up at 13 for the moment.
Wow.
And they are not done yet. Spraying down onto the YMCA player. Spirit will get one more. That will secure them 2nd place, and he's just going to die out to the zone.
Yeah, that's the wisest choice for them. Don't give the point over to your opponent, but 3D Max, chicken dinner, 13 kills, dominant performance at the end of the day when it came down to Miramar. And you gotta say, what did it come down to? It came down to that initial position in Los Leones.
Yep.
They were able to protect all the area around them. So when it did shift, whatever direction, they had such a clear path to get where they wanted to.
Yeah, and I think the thing for 3D Max was they third-partied very effectively across towards all of the end of that. We didn't see much from them at the beginning, just a few kills here and there, and then they came alive. But one thing they didn't do, They went for Los Leones before anyone else, remember?
Yep.
And they escaped it before everyone else really started to kind of wait for teams to come out. They didn't get pinched by the teams that did the longer rotation and came from the south, and they moved effectively towards the center. But it wasn't in any crazy rush. They rushed to Los Leones, they wanted to grab that spot, and then when they went further out, they just took control, and they played the game they wanted to play.
Now, Tornado Energy, you got to say, in comparison and in respect of the results they've had so far, 5th place with 8 kills, that's definitely a step in the right direction in my eyes. Then you have Last Crew. Again, they're just kind of staying a little bit consistent. 6th place with 3 kills. It's just kind
so
of
it was another 6th place and 3 kills. That's double. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Exactly. But you know, other than that, like you had InsideGames, Jokers, PG18. Like all those teams were just in the firing line time and time again on the west side of the circle, especially with those shifts. They were definitely a little bit annoying for some of these teams.
Well, 3 is the magic number for some, and it might be for some of these teams as well. YMCA, Last Crew, Milky Way, InsideGames, and Unity all walked away with 3 kills in that game. Trying to get the job done. This moment from Odstrelovac, by the way, what a play. Such good control. He avoids getting hit by the bike. He chimes in and sprays them down. That massively helped 3D Max. He gave them 3 kills because he got all the knocks in there. Then he went down and was like, well, that's all right. I did the best I could do. And that's what I love about it. He was out in the open fighting like that. The confidence he showed was very, very respectable.
Honestly, I've seen that from him before. There's a reason why he's referred to as StarLadder. You know, the rest of the InsideGames have definitely stepped up overall, but him particularly, I know there's something special about him. And I think he showed that, especially on this game in Miramar. But you talk about 3 being the magic number. I think kind of 0 is a magic number for a lot of these teams, as 4 teams getting 0 points in this game.
That's slightly bit awkward there for some of these guys. 10% Airstation, Mike, MOOPHEUS, ELGIGANTEN. 4 big names, all with 0 points coming into that one. But this is where the real money's at.
Nice.
23 for 3D Max, 11 and 11 for Northern Lights and Tornado, especially for Tornado. That's what they needed to happen. And also, we said about it, right? Miramar could be a thing for Tornado to do well on. Well, we've got another map of Miramar coming up next. This is the dream for them to get a start off like this. PG18, by the way, still getting 8 points. Still, like, they went out in 13th place and they got 8 kills.
But even when you look at 3D Max, like, 6 games we've had so far, and 4 of them have been double-digit points. And even the 2 games that they had kind of low points, it was 5, and it was 8 and 4, so it wasn't even like a super low amount of points. There was no 0s, no 1s, no 2s. So 3D Max have been very strong in these games so far.
I think in terms of points, I'm going to have to do some maths and maybe try and work out the average. But I think PG18 has the most points per game at this rate.
I can tell you now.
Do it.
As of today, they do. As of yesterday, they do not actually.
Yesterday wouldn't work out because you'll have like your kind of the top teams that got loads of points. Okay. But I'm saying after these ones now, because if you look at that, like they even went out in 13 and still got 8 points.
Okay.
That you were literally one of the top 3 teams finished off, and you still get 8 kills, 8 points, plus all of their top 4. Yeah, we need to do the math working out on that. We'll find it all out. We'll work it out. This is the beauty of what we do here as well, because you can look and say, oh, this team had a bad placement, this team looked good, bad, this wasn't what they should have been able to do. But then a team like PGA team will still walk away with 8 kills and they've gone out early. So it doesn't always paint the full picture. But we will continue painting this picture. We'll work it out and tell you guys after the break. We'll see you guys in just a bit.